Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of KBBT land. How y'all doing this evening? Got a big show for y'all tonight. Had Will Brewer on last night. Man, what an awesome dude. Love that guy. I could talk to him for a long time. Beers were going down nice, having good convo. Really enjoyed that. Guys, as always, the show is brought to you by Motor Guide, Ray's Eyewear, people over at Tourney Tag, Eford Outdoors, Kayak Angler Solution, Amped Outdoors, and Westbrook Supply Co. If y'all don't mind, helps us out immensely here at KBT. If y'all could drop a subscribe to the YouTube channel, doesn't cost you anything. Just hit it. If you need more KBT content, you can find us on Instagram at KBBT Fishing, YouTube right here, Bass Bracket Tour. Go check out our website, bassbracket.com. Got lots of stuff on sale right now. Shirts, gaiters, coffee if you're into that. And there you can get $25 or $50 memberships. Guys, that helps us out immensely, get out content for all of y'all. Well, I got up this morning and talking to Brooke. She was like, I like Will. I want to hang out with Will. And I was like, yeah, Will Brewer is an awesome guy. And she was like, well, who are you going to have on tonight? And I was like, he's a guy from New York. I was like, I haven't really got to talk to him, but his name is Bryan Nunziato. And she goes, oh, that's so fun to say. And it is. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bryan Nunziato. How you doing, man?
Thanks for having me, Blake. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, I mean, with one of the most fun names to say in the bracket, how could we not have you on?
Yeah, I know, right? It's like that part from Elf, Francisco. That's fun to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, man, look, we picked you, Mark Coates and I did. I think some of the other panelists, we picked you to win. Started watching you. Then your opponent, Mr. Ben Steele, started putting some fish up, and I was getting a little nervy. Man, walk me through that day, through that matchup.
All right, so I was undecided about the lake that I wanted to fish up until like 3 hours, actually like 3 a.m. on Saturday. That's when I was like, okay. I got on the Adirondack Northway. I was either going to go to Lake Champlain, I was going to go to Lake Luzerne, all north, or I was going to go 45 minutes south. So you had to get on an Adirondack Northway to go north, obviously. And then I could go take an exit south and go south. So literally I'm driving. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Boom, take the exit. I'm heading south, 45 minutes. I'm done. My decision's made. So I had to own it. So I get to the launch around, I think it was like 6:20. It's a very small lake down in Greene County. I saw two other boaters out there. They were like in a canoe or even like a small john boat. But I was talking to them briefly at the launch, and I was like, please don't be fishing for bass. Please don't be fishing for bass. It was a small lake, right? So like, oh, we're going to go trout fishing. I was like, oh, cool.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Lake myself, right? So, I get into the kayak. I start paddling out. Before the tournament, you're always looking at the time, when can I make that first cast, right? So 6:27, 6:28, 6:29, 6:30. Okay, cast out there. I'm using a War Eagle spinnerbait.
Okay.
First cast.
Big fan of those. Got some myself.
Yeah, I love those. It's the chartreuse in white with the red Colorado blade. It's my favorite, this time of year. So I think it was like my third cast that I got a fish. So I was looking at my photos. It was like 6:33 a.m. And I was just like, I'm on the board, 16 and a half, baby. Let's go. Yes. So this day is either going to be like totally amazing, or I'm not going to catch another fish for like 9 hours, 57 minutes. I think, is this going to be an awesome day, or am I going to have like one fish for this tournament?
Sure.
So, usually, if you catch like that first fish, that early on, it can either be good or it can be like, I'm in big trouble.
Do you believe in the first cast is bad luck?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I was getting nervous, honestly. because I didn't get like another fish, I think, until, well, I think a little over an hour. But once I got that second one, I started to feel a little bit more confident. I was like, I got two fish. I got two fish on the board. They weren't big. One was 16 and a half. The other one I think was like 14. So, I mean, I'm off to like not a great start, but, it starts to, build the confidence up a little bit. So it was a little bit nerve wracking, but again, I think it was like I went like another hour. I think it was like another hour and I got three fish. So I'm feeling much better. And again, like I said, they weren't huge, but I'm putting some numbers up on the board, and I was like, okay, this can actually turn out to be a pretty decent day for me. So,
And how warm is your water there?
it was, I think I was getting like 55. I don't think it was quite hitting 56 yet.
Okay.
I mean, it went up, I think, a little bit, maybe like 0.3 or 0.5, towards the end of the day. But I think the weekend before it actually hit, closer to 60. And that was one of the reasons why, I decided to go there. It was like I thought the water temperature would be a little bit warmer and the fish would be biting a little bit more aggressively. So, I mean, that was like the deciding factor for me, honestly.
Yeah, it blows my mind that when you see those water temps, like I hear so many people talk about like, oh, that it's such a good temperature for a spinnerbait bite, and like I have 4 or 5 spinnerbaits I own. I think they're all War Eagles.
I love
and like I won't reach for it, man. I'll reach for the trap like always. Like
Okay.
I want to throw that rattle trap in that cold water more than anything in the world. But I know it's such a powerful tool, and so to hear you just be like, oh yeah, like that's you throw a ton of them, and that's a confidence bait for you. It's just such a different mentality than
Yeah,
myself.
it really is. And I mean, I had a lot of luck with it, like in the past, like at different lakes, with that particular bait. And, I would just, just reel it slow enough just to kind of get those blades turning. It's not a fast retrieve at all. But I noticed, during this tournament here and this like other just days on the lake, just the way that the fish were biting, it's like they would just kind of, I think, just like come up to it and just maybe just start like inhale it. So you feel like the blade stop and then you would feel them go again. It was like just like a really soft bite. And I think I actually lost like a couple fish during the tournament that way.
Sure. So your morning, I mean, you start off with 1/3 cast, and then the day sets in, and
I was catching dinks.
yeah, right.
This is gonna be a dink fest right here. So like I'm getting like 14s, 13s. I got a couple that I don't know. It's like 11 and 8 inches. I was
So
like, please be the minimum 8.
So what was the adjustment you ended up making, man? I mean, what turned your day around?
I started throwing the black and blue, the jackhammer, the 3/8 ounce, and I put a Zako black and blue trailer on there, and I was just getting bigger bites that way.
My man, all praise be to the jackhammer.
Yeah, and I mean, I was hitting the fish in anywhere between like 2 feet and 8 feet. It was weird. So I just I remember because like where I was fishing, there was these reeds, like really shallow reeds, in like 1 to 2 feet of water. And I just felt like if I just like, cast and just like hit like one of those, reeds that kind of came out to like a point, like the one cast I had, I actually hit the reed, just dropped in, and then boom, it was just like right on the fall he got in. I just unfortunately wasn't able to get him in, but it was still nice. And I was like, okay, we have some fish that are kind of set up like in these reeds, like in the shallows. And then, we're going to I'm finding some out, 8, 10, 12 feet out a little bit deeper. So it was kind of scattered, but the biggest one I got, that 19 1/4, I found that just like right on like a stump. Like at first I was hung up. I'm like, whoa, I mean, this thing's moving. This is a pig right here. And I don't know if you saw a picture of that. I mean, 19 1/4. For up here, I mean, it's a decent length for a fish, but this thing was chunky.
Sure. Yeah. Big pre-spawn.
It's a heavy fish, but I noticed too. So I threw the spinnerbait in the morning, and I threw it in between in the reeds, like in the kind of like in the shallows, and like I threw this one cast in there, and you see like this huge wake coming out. I was just like, oh man. I said they are in here, and that happened like 2 or 3 times. I just couldn't get them to commit.
Yeah, man. I always keep a plastic nearby. When I see them wake, I try to just flip back to them. I mean, my tendency is to flip anyways. That's a confidence thing for me. But you'll do the follow up.
I threw to throw in a fluke, so I threw like that bubblegum color fluke. I just let it sit for a second, give it a couple of twitches, had a real nice movement to it, but I just didn't really get any strikes. But
yeah,
I don't know. Probably should have tried a little bit longer. But once I got my limit, then I was feeling pretty good. And then once I got a 17 incher, but that was like at noon, and I didn't get anything else for 4.5 hours until the tournament.
Like that, yeah.
And that's like nerve-wracking because I knew Ben had, I think he was 3 inches. I think I had like 82 and 3/4, and I think he had like 79 and 3/4. So, during the day, I'm checking the standings. I can just see like my name just going boop, boop, dropping all the way down, and like I was like right here, like Ben was like right like underneath me, 3 inches apart. But I think he actually needed like 3 1/4 to actually to take the lead because you tied biggest fish at the time. I had the 19 1/4. I think he had like an 18 and 3/4. But going like an hour or 2 hours, like 3 hours, like you're really not getting another scoreable fish. I was like stressed out. And then when that leaderboard went down, I was like, come on, somebody's got to upgrade. Let it be me. As a kid, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know, man. It's amazing during like the lull times you have in these tournaments and the long days, and it could be really mentally taxing for sure.
Yeah.
But you got the dub, man. You got the dub.
I did. Yeah. So I feel pretty good about that. But I mean, if I lost, I felt that I would have beaten myself. There was fish that I had lost that I shouldn't have lost. Like I usually don't use a net, only if I'm using like treble hooks. Well, I kind of like net a fish. I just had bad luck in the past. I was saying to myself, I actually had a net with me. It was a brand new custom net. I wanted to use it, get it slimed. But I had this bass on, good size, probably like 16, 17 inches. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to reach for the net. And what I do, I reach for the net, thing gets off. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not using this net for the rest of the day.
Oh, hard to blame old trusty net on that one, man. Come on now.
Yeah, I think I just let a little bit of tension like off the rod, and I just easily could have got him and lipped him and got him in, but it's like, no, let me try net, gone. So Nick Berlin, he's another angler from New York from our club. He can attest to that. He knows how much I despise nets.
Man, we had to talk about it on KBT. I mean, Greg Nozar is a big no net guy.
Yeah.
Marcus and I are both net guys. I'm not saying I don't boat flip fish. I do a lot of times when I'm flipping because you hit them and their head gets turned up right. But basically, if they come up to the kayak and their parachute mouth, I boat flip them.
Okay.
If I get their momentum coming up, I just swing them right in the kayak.
I don't do that. I'll just reach down in the water, just lip them and just pull them out. So I'm not no net guy for me.
I keep the net because there's definitely been some times where I get them in the net and my bait just bloop and it falls out. I mean it's and on the treble hook baits, like I think you have to have the net. I mean I've caught so many fish on a crankbait where I've got them just barely skin hooked, and I mean the net's a must.
Yeah, I fished. It was a lake up Luzerne. I talked about it earlier, but it's up north, and I did some pre-fishing up there because that was like one of the lakes I was considering fishing, and I was using the red lipless crank, and this bass just annihilated it. She hit it so hard, and that's when I used the net. And then I looked down at the fish, and I didn't see my lure. I'm like, this thing like either spit it out, it's in the net somewhere, or I don't know where it is, but. So I went to, lift the fish up, and the thing was just like right in its mouth. It just engorged it. So,
absolutely choked it.
It definitely wanted that lure.
Well, Bryan, you actually have a pretty cool write-up on your page about how you got started fishing, along with your long list of accolades. Where can people go to read that?
So they can go to my webpage. It's stuffedtothegills.net. So awesome. that was interesting how we kind of came up with that name. So it was originally supposed to be a blog just about like my eating and fishing adventures. And like all like the fishing gear and tackle that I have. So it's like, just eat too much and have too much gear.
Right. I got you.
That's how that name came to be.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna let people go if they want to go there to read that. But when
Sure.
did in your fishing career, like, did you feel, man, I'm getting good at this. Like I can do this on a national level and compete
Mhm.
with guys.
No, that's a good question. I think my breakout season was actually back in 2019. It was my best season for the club, and I think it was like my best performance in some of the bigger events like the KBF, the Challenge Series, and the one night stands and stuff like that. So I actually, I was lucky enough to win our Saratoga Paddle Fest back in 2019, like our first, it's like a kickoff tournament of the season. I put up 99 inches in the live event.
Whew. You actually have an event coming up this weekend, right?
It is this weekend. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I kind of feel, it's my favorite event, honestly. And I feel like that this was the event that kind of, catapulted me or just gave me the springboard to, to keep competing because it's how I got my start. It was the first, tournament that I ever fished in back in 2016. And that's kind of, helped me, continue to do what I do. I just had such a good time. I just met some amazing people and I just had fun, just being on the water and competing. And I won. I think I won the tournament back in 2018 too. I think I had like 83 inches. 2019, 99 inches, and then I had my best April month long too. Like for the challenge here, I put up 104.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's some of my biggest catches. Obviously, came in. I came in April. So I think it's like my best month.
So you have that tournament Saturday. You're
Okay,
taking on Todd Patrick, who is on Lake Champlain. Oh no, I'm sorry.
is
He's on
he
St. Clair.
is he gonna fish St. Clair or no?
He's on St. Clair.
He is.
He
All right.
just took out EP, the man, Eric Polans.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you can leave that lake, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is like a world-class fishery for sure. I mean,
Mhm.
so is Lake Champlain. But I mean, I have our Saratoga Paddle Fest tournament is scheduled for the same day. So
Oh
I'm
gosh.
kind of like I'm torn, honestly. Like, do I go to Lake Champlain where I know it's not going to get a lot of fishing pressure in that particular bay? Or, do I, compete with about like 30 other anglers, for the same spots and same fish? But, I always have fun at that tournament, if it's about competing, but it's also about, having a good time, with, your friends and, fellow anglers. So, but I want to win too. I want to see how far I can go in KBBT. So I have a decision to make, I guess, hopefully by Friday. So, I don't know, but I've done well at Saratoga too. So, I mean, I do have some confidence at Lake. I did pre-fish it a few times already. So I don't want to say I have it like figured out, but I mean, I just, there's some spots there where I feel a little bit more comfortable. But I mean, if the weather cooperates and those fish are moving into the back bay of Champlain, I mean, we could be sending Todd home early.
Oh, okay. I like a little bit of a spicy talk, man. I like that. I like that. And I mean, I think for all of us, I would love to see the St. Clair Champlain matchup. I mean, that's as spicy as it gets
Yeah.
right there.
And I said I was gonna do that too, like during like the post interview with Greg when they did the results. He's
Mhm.
like, I see the Champlain and the St. Clair. And I was like, it's kind of like, what my plan is. That's where I was thinking about going. But I do love that Paddle Fest tournament. I really do. I love that club tournament. So it's my favorite tournament of the year. So I don't know. Well, we're gonna see what happens. So, but I mean, if the weather cooperates, up north, I might be spending some time in that back bay.
Yeah, understandable, understandable. Did you see the picture of the barn?
Yeah, and this is what I gotta say too. So I just gotta remind Todd that it's an 8 house, not a 9 house. So I'll be sending him a postcard.
Oh.
I practice that all day, by the way.
Oh my gosh, man. All right, Todd Patrick, if you're listening, if you hear this, Bryan Nunziato ready to teach you show
And
you
this is
how it's
all, this
done.
is all for fun too. So I mean,
Oh, it's all for fun,
total
man.
respect for Todd.
It's all for fun. I mean, I love that
Yeah.
about KBT, that the guys want to win so bad, but at the end of the day, there's so much respect between the
Yeah,
angles.
sure.
And, I love that. I absolutely love that. So, but doing something like, the 8 house, that wouldn't be your first time doing that, right? I think you did get invited twice to fish the DZ10. Is that correct? Or the 10 Invitational?
Yeah, I mean, I qualified twice for it was I don't think the 10 Invitational. I didn't make it to the 10.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so no, I didn't. It's okay.
Sorry.
If I can make it to the 8, all right.
Okay. I was like, I know you. I was looking on your website, and you had the qualifications where you'd been invited down
It
to.
was like an invitee to like that tournament, but it's the one like before you actually get to the 10.
Oh, it's like the pre-qualifiers. Okay. I got you. Yeah, man. That's I was really proud of Todd, man. He made the memes, gave it to Eric, and then went out and did the business, man. Like Eric said,
I was so happy for him, honestly, man. It's just like I mean, I spoke to him a couple times, just through like Messenger and stuff like that. And he just seems like just like a totally cool dude. And I was really, really happy for him. So I'm glad he made it. I mean, he was a 15 seed taken out of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good for him. No, I'm happy.
Yeah, man. So the thing that's going to be different about this weekend too, if you get through Todd.
Yeah,
if you get through Todd, you have to fish again Sunday.
Yes, and it's either Siddiqui or Good.
Right.
Yeah, with 2 hammers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be easy.
Are you? I don't know about New York waters. I've not had the pleasure to go fish them. You got one that's getting beat down during a live event. What you thinking about fishing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to hold up for 2 days?
The Saratoga?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm okay, yeah. I mean, it's going to be like a tough decision. So if I by chance fish Lake Champlain and I'm on fish, I'll probably stay up there and fish.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Saratoga does seem a lot. It does get like a lot of fishing pressure, but I mean, there's some big fish in there. There's a lot of them too.
Well, obviously, man, if you put up 99 inches in a live event, like there's got to be good ones. I mean,
there's some good ones. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if one of our club anglers gets 100 inches this tournament.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes it that really does make it a hard decision. I mean, I think a lot of people would say that's nuts to go fish a live event.
Yeah, but I'm going just on like my previous track record and some of my past successes there, and I don't know. I put up some good numbers during a live event, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely doable. Not recommended, but doable.
Yeah,
doable for sure. So, if I come up there and we go fishing, I asked Will something similar yesterday. The top 3 baits, the Bryan Nunziato specials. You got 3 things always tied on. What are we looking at, man?
All right, so the 3 baits I always have tied on. So one is the chatterbait, so either like in the green pumpkin or the black and blue. And usually with the green pumpkin chatterbait, I'm usually throwing a rage tail swimmer on the back of that, and I'll cut the tail just to make it triangular, so it gives like a really light action. With the black one, it's usually going to be I'll throw like a Zako on there, or I'm going to put this is like what do they call it? A sweet beaver tail on there, 4.20. That's when I got monster bites that way.
Wow. Okay.
So
you're laying it flat so it rides higher in the column.
Yeah. And I'll talk about that because that's how I caught one of my biggest fish, like during the Saratoga live event. It was a pig, but so we'll count that as one. Then it would be the that War Eagle spinnerbait. That's like my favorite, especially like this time of year. I had a lot of success with that. And then my third one is going to be a jig. So it's going to be like a 5/8 ounce, the Buckeye mop jig, and I'll throw the Sweet Beaver, the 4.20 on there too. Sometimes a little spritz with that little garlic bang.
Oh yeah, got to. On your mop jigs, is that like the old, like, what do they call it, living rubber?
Yeah. I
The
love
living rubber skirts?
Yeah, a buddy of mine introduced me to them, and just I slammed them on them.
Oh,
The
I
one
know
with
they
the
work. I saw
big
Jordan Lee win a Bassmasters Classic on it on Conroe. I mean,
But I didn't start throwing a jig until like 2019. Actually, like during that live event, the first time I shouldn't say that. It was like one of the first times I've actually thrown a jig. So I'm not going to give too much information away because it's like some of our club anglers are like listening.
okay.
What if I decide to fish that?
Sure.
But I mean, I would just make like these bomb casts as far as I can possibly cast this thing. And then it was like this time of year too, just slowly just kind of just roll that thing just right up the incline, and those fish would just smack it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was getting like 21 inches, 20 inches.
Wow. I mean, you can't complain about 20s, man.
No.
And you can't give up your mop jig juice. Got the competitors watching.
Yeah, I know. I think I put it on like my website or something, like some of my favorite ones. I actually think I have it there, so that's okay.
Yeah, for sure,
I
man.
know how to fish it though.
Yeah, all right. Man, you were talking about the chatterbait, you throw that Zacho. Man, or cut the tails off, the rage swimmers or Kitex, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
whatever you use. Man, I love that Z-Man razor shed.
I think I have some of those. I don't know if I use them honestly, like for my chatterbaits. So like my go-to trailers are going to be like the Rage Tail Swimmer. I use that, and it's if I just want to kind of bulk it up a little bit and slow it down, just to kind of keep it close. Actually, keep it closer to the bottom, almost like a jig. I'll just ride it up and get a little vibration. Sure. But I'll throw that 4.2, the Sweet Beaver on there. But it's usually the the Rage Tail Swimmer or that. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, I love I mean, obviously it's Z-Man, so it's a Laztec. So you can skip it, beat down on it, go through a bunch of fish and not tear your trailer up. I mean, I love that Zacho. It's what I used to use, but I was going through like a pack a day sometimes.
Yeah, they get chewed up pretty good.
Well, they're just so soft, man. And that razor shed, it will kick however fast you're turning the blade.
Okay.
So like when you're just creeping it down there, it will just, barely wiggle. And then if you want to hum it or rip it through the grass, it will kick really quick. So
yeah, I have some of those. Maybe I'll try those.
Man, give it a try. Get back to me on that.
Okay, so white spinnerbait too. This time of year for me, lights out.
Is that the color of War Eagle you're throwing? Is white?
It's the chartreuse and white, and it has like the red blade. But sometimes I'll throw, during this time of year. And if I go to Champlain, that's what I'm going to be using. So it's going to be like 3/8 ounce, white spinnerbait, and I'm going to put a Kitech 4-inch Easy Shiner on there in the Alewife color. I mean, that's what they're eating up there. Last year around this time, it could have been maybe 2 weeks later, and they were just totally destroying the spinnerbait, and then that white chatterbait, they loved it. 20 plus fish. It was like in this little concentrated area. So that's why I said, I mean, if they're there, then it could be a lot of fun.
Then all TP's in trouble is what you're trying to say.
You have to work, I think. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, it's not like the fishery he's fishing is not capable of 100 bag.
Oh, I know.
Well.
I know.
I mean, I don't know if you saw Eric Polenz's picture of that like 21.25 smallie he caught out there during the snowstorm, but oh my gosh.
Monster.
Absolute monster. I've got one smallmouth in my life and it was like 15 inches and I thought I had on like a 3-pounder because I wasn't
so hard.
Oh my gosh, man. They're just mean.
Yeah. I mean, these guys get them too. They go a little further north on Champlain, Plattsburgh area, right near Valcour Island up that way. And they smash them. They put up some good numbers. I'm more of like a largemouth bass fisherman. I don't fish like smallies a lot. I don't have a ton of experience, up that way, that far north with, like drop shotting and stuff like that. So it's like, I think that's what a lot of these guys are catching them on, but it's not, I wouldn't say, it's not like my strength. Like I'm more just kind of just like, casting in crank,
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. I do like though that your go-to baits are power fishing stuff. I mean, I'm a power fisherman guy. Like I like that.
I mean, I will finesse. Like sometimes I'll throw on like a little net or something like that, and have a.
Uh,
The thing is, I just don't like when I hook up. I don't feel like confident that this thing's gonna like stay on the hook because it's so small, you know. And then sometimes I just like choke it.
oh yeah, my wife. The only thing she does is drop shot.
Yeah.
That's it. When we started going out in the kayaks together, I wanted her to catch fish, and so I was like, yeah, just to put this drop shot on, and now that she's
Mhm.
like so confident
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
it that it's hard to get her to like put it down. And I mean, I don't blame her. She catches
Yeah.
fish every time. Sometimes makes me look silly, but
Right. But I mean, if I do go to Champlain and if I'm not finding them like in the bay, kind of closer to the shoreline into some of that that skinny shallow water, then more than likely they're going to be out right in front in the deeper water, like right in front of the trestle. They'll kind of stack up there and they'll start to move in, start to build their beds and start spawning. But I mean, they're going to be in one of two places. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
for sure, man. If you made it to the 8 house, who's
Yeah.
a guy that you think from another bracket's gonna make it that you want to hang out with? Like
But
you never met him, you think they look like a cool guy. You're like, oh,
Conrad seems like a good dude.
Who?
Conrad, he seems like
Conrad?
yeah. He made it, right? He did. I'm assuming.
Well, he won his first round match.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were both Italian guys. We have a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. All right. There's your buddy hangout system, Bryan Nunziato and Conrad Benetti.
Yeah, it'd be a good time.
Yeah, I like that, man. That's a good answer.
Yeah,
I think you got to watch yourself though. Conrad might sucker you into a big bag pot for the weekend, and then he throws up 102. And
yeah, he probably will. I don't know. He seems like a good dude. I don't know.
I think so too, man. I've never got to meet Conrad.
Yeah.
Love everything he's done for KBT, and man, he hammered down round one.
Yeah, what when was it like 10? Was it 102 or something?
102.
Yeah, 102.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shut the door pretty hard on that matchup.
Yeah.
We had no 116 upset there like my boy Tim Spry did, but
he's at a main too, right?
Yeah, man.
That's
100
crazy.
inches.
I know.
Just a casual 100.
Wow. It was like 102 or something, I think, right? Or no?
I actually don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the stats. I just remember looking and seeing triple digits, and I was like, "Oh, he got it."
Yeah, me too. I go, "Where's this guy from?"
I know, right?
Dude, it's cold up there.
I know. It is matchup too, Conant.
Yeah,
fishing that cold water, 95, man.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah, sure.
Incredible, man. I really couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I was watching Derek Brundle fish out of Massachusetts. I was watching, the day when those guys were live, and he was just like pounding these yellow perch. I was like, oh man.
Oh man, that was
please
so
stop.
cool. He was like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm around these perch. I'm gonna catch a big one." And then
and he did, right? It was like 21 or something? Yeah,
21.25.
Yeah, that guy's good.
That was awesome. Yeah, and to watch him throw that big swim bait, that was great. I love that. So, if you're on Champlain, are you gonna have the capability to go live with us? We're gonna got good service there.
I mean, it's decent. My family has some camps up there. I texted my cousin just to kind of double check. He asked me what service I had. And he's like, Verizon should be decent on the pond. So I think it should be. That was, I mean, I didn't want that to be the deciding factor, but I was like, if I decide to fish, Saratoga, I mean, the service is going to be much better, and I can probably be on, most of the time.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, for me, I've seen New York fisheries on Greg Blanchard's channel and on Bassmaster, and that's kind of it. So yeah, I'd love to see that. Yeah.
So again, I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm torn. So I mean, it's a tough decision for me. So.
Oh man, you'll figure it out.
Hopefully by like Saturday morning.
I mean, I'd love to see you put up 100 in a live event, win the live event, win your matchup. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. Yeah, that'd definitely be that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah, for sure. So Bryan, aside from KBT, what else you got going on this year? Are you fishing any Hobies, any other national events?
No, I might be fishing some of the elite series that the guys up the Northeast put together. So I'm pretty excited about that trail. Let me see. So the elite, and then KBBT, and then just some club tournaments. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I might do like another KBF, challenge, another monthly, maybe another one night stand. I had so much fun doing that one I did back in. It was in 2019 in June. I fished like for a long time, basically. So I was fishing 3 events that day. I was fishing
Oh wow.
a yak bassin trail. I fished the June month long, and I fished the one night stand. So I think I fished for like 27 hours.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, man. That's a level of grind I don't know about, man. I mean, I love night fishing here in Texas
Yeah.
in the summer.
Yeah.
I always get a little scared when I'm throwing a frog and I hear a blow up and I swing really hard and I hear the frog flying back at me and I know it's not in the fish's mouth.
Yeah.
Or whopper plopper, also
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. That was my first time fishing pretty much like, through the night. It was crazy. It was fun. I would do it again for sure.
Did you tear them up at night? Did you do good?
I did okay. Like when the tournament started, I think it was like 6. I think they start 6 p.m. I think with the one night stands, and I think my first fish came at like close to 7, and then I think it was a 20 incher. I think maybe 20 and a quarter or something like that. And then I missed one like around 9 o'clock at night, and then I went back to the launch just to to retie and just grab something to eat, and I think I went back out at like midnight, and I think I got like a 19 at like 2:30 in the morning.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I love night fishing. It's really, really nice during the Texas summers. It's immensely cooler, and I think a lot of those big fish are way more active at night.
I think so too. Yeah, for sure.
Well, so you got that going on. You got your elite series, got KBBT. Do you have YouTube, Instagram, anything you working on for people that want more Bryan Nunziato, man? Where can they find you at?
Yeah, I do have Instagram, so it's Stuff to the Gills. That's my handle. And then the YouTube channel is going to be Stuff to the Gills.net, I believe. Actually, my website, but I do have Stuff to the Gills YouTube. So,
are you uploading stuff pretty regular on there?
No, I'm not. I mean, I should be a little bit more, active on the social media, but I'm gonna make it a priority. I will.
My man. Well, the reason I was asking if you got events coming up is because we got that KBBT team event. Do you have a teammate for that?
How many people?
I think it's 2. I think it's going to be 2 this time.
Okay. All right. I can definitely. I think I can recruit somebody probably from our club. I got a couple of guys in mind.
There you go. Yeah, scout them out, run a little talent.
Yeah,
make them show you their biggest bag over the past 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at their average catch on Tourneyx. Really scout them. Yeah, me and old Marcus, man. We're gonna. I think Marcus and I are gonna enter that. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, let me know when that is, and I'll definitely I'll jump on.
Yeah, for sure. And if we draw Derek Brundle, we're doing fly rod only. Derek, you heard it here first. I was not kidding about that. Fly rod only.
Nice.
I'm down, man. I'm way down.
What you guys are doing, man. It's awesome. Giving the anglers like a lot of exposure and making it fun. I mean, this is cool. So I'm really, I'm enjoying it.
Man, every time I talk to Greg, I mean, it is always about getting the anglers a platform, and I love that part of it. Man, Bryan, do you have any sponsors, man? Are you sponsored by anybody?
No.
Oh no. All right, War Eagle Spinnerbaits. Listen to me. War Eagle Spinnerbaits. You have a very capable angler here that loves your baits.
Yeah,
look him up.
Unfortunately, I don't have any sponsors. I got to pay for all my stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I'm self-sponsored as well. I think I can call that.
Yeah, no, I don't have any sponsors yet.
That's right, man. Yet. Well, man, best of luck to you this weekend, dude. You've got the 15 seed juggernaut giant killer Todd Patrick coming at you, man, and I'm excited to see what you can do this weekend.
I'm excited too. Like honestly, like if Todd and I weren't competing against each other, then I mean, I'd be going Todd Patrick all the way. Like, let's go. But can't have it both ways, I guess.
Well, if he throws up 100, knocks you out, you can still be Todd Patrick all the way if that's what you want.
You know,
man.
if he does, man. It's like seriously, like, that's awesome. I'd be like so excited for him. Like again, he's an awesome dude. I want him to do well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I appreciate the respecting your opponent. I think that's good, but don't take it easy on him now.
I'm gonna make him work for it. That's for sure.
Amen. I like hearing that.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be a good. I want to put on a good show. I think we're going to put on a good show.
I think y'all will. I'm expecting both y'all in the 90s.
I'm thinking. I mean, just throwing it out there. I think 88's going to win.
Okay. I was like, Todd put up 86 last week.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine what that does for your confidence to get through Pollins, and he gets more time to learn that fishery, and expecting him to go over 86 this week. That's my.
He's on a good body of water. I mean, he's been fishing well. Like again, I hope he puts up some big numbers, but not big.
Not too big, right? All right, Bryan, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Love it. Looking forward to what you do this weekend.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Guys, Bryan Nunziato, go check out his website. Again, Bryan, hit us with that right quick.
All right, stufftothegills.net.
Stufftothegills.net. You can read about his story, how he got started bass fishing, his baits, everything else, man. Thank you, Bryan.
Cool. Thanks, Blake.
Guys, Bryan Nunziato, what a great dude. Awesome New York angler. Got a big matchup with Toddy P this weekend. That's going to be exciting to watch. Could have the Champlain, St. Clair, or even spicier, him fishing a live event. Don't recommend that one, but, see how it goes. Guys, as always, thank y'all for your time. Thank you for listening. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. It helps us out. It helps us keep getting content to you guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. KBT family, y'all are amazing. Everyone have a blessed night, and we will see y'all later. BK out.